Think about the last time you tried to overhaul your life. You woke up on a Monday, swore you were going to hit the gym, eat perfectly, budget every dollar, and read a book a week. By Thursday, you were exhausted, ordering takeout and scrolling on your phone. We've all been there. The problem wasn't your ambition. The problem was that you relied on motivation, and motivation is a finite resource.
What if changing your trajectory had absolutely nothing to do with willpower? What if the secret to a highly optimized, financially secure, and peaceful life was actually about shrinking your efforts down so small that it becomes impossible to fail? The real question we are answering today is this: how do you build a life that gets better on autopilot? Today, we are walking through 19 micro habits, each taking less than 2 minutes, all proven by behavioral science and neurobiology, that will fundamentally change the way you operate. We are breaking these down into 4 phases: biology, cognitive bandwidth, wealth, and psychology.
You cannot out-hustle your own biology, but you can quietly manipulate it. These first 5 habits are about setting your physical baseline, because everything else, your focus, your mood, your money, downstreams from your energy pathway. Habit number 1, the 10-minute light anchor. Before you look at a screen, step outside and let natural sunlight hit your eyes for 10 minutes. This triggers a cortisol pulse that wakes you up and starts a 16-hour timer for your melatonin production tonight. It is the single highest leverage thing you can do for your sleep, and it happens first thing in the morning. Habit number 2, the 1-sip rule. Before the coffee touches your lips, drink 1 large glass of water with a pinch of sea salt. Your brain shrinks when dehydrated. You are waking up mildly dehydrated every single day. Stop medicating thirst with caffeine. Habit number 3, the 4-7-8 transition. Before your first bite of lunch, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Digestion and stress cannot coexist. This breathing pattern forces your nervous system out of fight or flight and into a parasympathetic state, turning off your midday cortisol spike. Habit number 4, the 30-minute landing gear. 30 minutes before bed, your phone goes on a charger in a different room. No exceptions. You don't need a complex nighttime routine. You just need to stop flooding your retinas with blue light and your brain with dopamine right when it's trying to power down. Habit number 5, the 2-minute movement snack. If you sit at a desk all day, your insulin sensitivity plummets. Every 2 hours, stand up and do 2 minutes of continuous movement. Walk the stairs, stretch, pace the room. It flushes glucose from your bloodstream and resets your focus.
Your brain is not a hard drive. It is a processor. And right now, you have too many background apps open. Habits 6 through 10 are about eliminating the friction that drains your daily mental energy. Habit number 6, the 1-tab rule. When you sit down to do deep work, close every single browser tab except the one you need. Context switching leaves a residue in your brain. Every open tab is a subtle cognitive drain, pulling your attention away from the task in front of you. Habit number 7, the touch it once principle. If an email, a text, or a piece of mail takes less than 2 minutes to handle, deal with it the very first time you look at it. Do not open it, read it, and leave it for later. You are doubling your mental workload by forcing your brain to remember it. Touch it once, resolve it, and move on. Habit number 8, the 5-minute brain dump. At 5 p.m. or whenever your workday ends, write down every incomplete task on a piece of paper. Human brains are wired to obsess over unfinished loops. By writing them down, you give your brain permission to stop actively remembering them, allowing you to actually be present in your evening.
Habit number 9, the 20-20-20 visual reset. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. We were not evolved to stare at glowing rectangles at a fixed, close distance for 9 hours a day. This micro habit physically relaxes the ciliary muscles in your eyes, reducing the headaches and fatigue you usually mistake for burnout. Habit number 10, the outfit uniform. Steve Jobs and Barack Obama did this for a reason. Decide what you are wearing the night before, or drastically reduce your wardrobe down to items that all match. Decision fatigue is real. Don't waste your highest quality morning brain power deciding between a black
sweater and a gray one.
Willpower is the worst financial strategy ever invented. If you have to actively choose to save money, you will eventually lose. Habits 11 through 14 are about making good financial decisions frictionless and bad ones incredibly annoying. Habit number 11, the 24-hour cart delay. When you are shopping online and find something you want, put it in the cart, but close the window. Force a 24-hour waiting period. The dopamine rush of shopping comes from the anticipation of buying, not the actual purchase. After a day, the emotional high fades, and you will abandon the cart 80% of the time.
Habit number 12, automated microtransfers. Log into your banking app and set up a recurring transfer of just $5 or $10 a day into an investment account. It is an amount so small you won't feel it missing from your checking account, but it completely bypasses the emotional friction of investing. You are dollar cost averaging while you sleep. Habit number 13, Money Mondays. Stop checking your bank accounts and portfolio balances every single day. It spikes anxiety and encourages emotional decision-making. Pick one day a week, just 10 minutes on a Monday, to review your finances, pay bills, and track your net worth. The rest of the week, ignore it.
Habit number 14, calculate by hours, not dollars. Before you buy a non-essential item, take the price tag and divide it by your hourly wage. That pair of shoes isn't $200. It's 8 hours of your life. When you convert currency back into the time it took to earn it, your perception of value changes instantly. The stories you tell yourself eventually become the life you live. These final 5 habits are about rewiring your internal narrative, shifting from a fixed mindset to an environment of constant growth.
Habit number 15, the yet suffix. When you hit a wall, you naturally say, "I'm not good at this," or "I don't understand investing." Add the word yet to the end of that sentence. I don't understand investing yet. It is a microscopic linguistic shift that moves you from a state of permanent failure to a state of active learning. Habit number 16, I don't instead of I can't. When someone offers you a distraction or a habit you are trying to break, do not say, "I can't eat that," or "I can't spend money on this." Say, "I don't." I can't sounds like a restriction imposed from the outside. I don't is an identity statement. It signifies internal control.
Habit number 17, the 2-minute favor. Once a day, do something for someone else that takes less than 2 minutes. Send an encouraging text, make a quick introduction, or share a helpful article. The science of social capital shows that these micro investments in other people build a massive network of goodwill, while simultaneously boosting your own baseline happiness. Habit number 18, the 3-bullet gratitude anchor. Keep a notebook by your bed. Before you go to sleep, write down 3 highly specific things that went well that day. Not my family or my health. Write the specific temperature of the coffee this morning, or the exact joke my coworker told. This trains your reticular activating system to actively scan your environment for positives instead of threats.
Habit number 19, the 10-minute activation rule. When you are deeply procrastinating a daunting task, tell yourself you only have to work on it for 10 minutes. You have permission to quit at minute 11. The hardest part of any heavy lift is simply the activation energy required to start. Once you are in motion, the friction disappears, and you will almost always keep going. Think back to that Monday where you tried to overhaul everything all at once. The reason it failed wasn't because you were lazy. It failed because massive action requires massive friction. The 19 habits we just covered require almost zero friction. But here is the most important rule. Do not try to implement 19 of these tomorrow. That is the exact trap we are trying to avoid. Pick one, just one. Let the sunlight hit your eyes tomorrow morning, or set up a $5 automated transfer tonight. Prove to yourself that you can hold a micro baseline. Once that becomes effortless, layer on the next. Small hinges swing big doors. Build the baseline, and the life will follow.